Rachel Nahum, an online safety coordinator, who has an aim to increase children's knowledge about how to stay safe and provide tools and strategies. Where are we? There you are. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, if I'm on the stand. Okay, thank you. Quite a lot of people in there. Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm the online safety coordinator at SafetyNet. There's quite a lot of people who have worked at SafetyNet or are currently volunteering or working at SafetyNet. I'm the online safety coordinator and delivering presentations to professionals, to parent and carers, and also to pupils in schools, mainly in Brighton and Nahum, but also East and West Sussex as well. In the schools with online safety, for the pupil session, in primary schools I will do an assembly, in secondary schools I refuse to do an assembly unless I've had the opportunity to work with other pupils in that school to deliver the online safety message. If I stand at the front of a school, I'm too old and I haven't got a clue about the online world and no one will listen to me, and that's the model that we've been doing in secondary schools. The online world in terms of mental health can both help and hinder how people are feeling in terms of mental health, and there has been amazing advances using technology, the apps that we're talking about, online counselling within Brighton and Nahum as well, and we've seen incredible results using technology in terms of helping people feel better. At the same time, I believe, and I went to the NSPCC conference in June, that children do also need to be protected from the online world. Children cannot be online, unmonitored, and have unlimited time online. And that's one of the key things that we need to think about. There has been real criticisms recently. Tanya Byron did a report in 2008 about safer children in the digital age. 10 years on, she's responded to that report and is hugely critical of both the government and tech companies, saying there's been 10 years of inactivity about keeping children safe online. In relation to those two areas, children need to be monitored and they need to be supported to have limited time online. So I just want to do a little bit nationally about what is going on with children's behaviour locally, and then I'm going to end with adult responsibility. I'm speaking to an adult room, so what are all of our adult responsibilities? What's our call to action really about supporting children with their online world? So to begin with, nationally 23% of 8 to 11-year-olds have social media. 74% of 12 to 15s have social media, and they're saying now about half of 12-year-olds have smartphones. So the impact of the online world is huge. We know that everything is online. The difference it's made to all of our lives, and any presentation that I will do, I always start off where you have 1 minute, you get into pairs, you have 1 minute each to say everything that you love about being online. So if we're just talking about risks, that is not the world that children are living in. Children only really see the benefits. Most of the time, children and adults only really see the benefits, and they see the risks when something goes wrong. So if we're coming at it with coming at online safety as a negative, it's not the people's world. I can go to a school and do a parent session. It can be so poorly attended, and when it's unpicked, people say, but we haven't got any concerns. We only see the benefits of technology in our house. We haven't really got any concerns about it. So that's what we need to think about as well with any world about online safety, that it is hugely beneficial for many people, and the learning that's happening is exciting, innovative, and I would say education is quite slow to catch up with the learning that children are doing online. I also just want to mention that the rise of Fortnite has been incredible. So anyone with children, the impact of Fortnite has been huge in the last year. The cultural influence that we are seeing, so all the flossing that children are doing, that's all from Fortnite. When England scored in the World Cup, people were doing the shoot dance. Jessie Lindyard did the shoot dance, which is a Fortnite dance. We are seeing Fortnite as a huge cultural influence, what is happening and how people are interacting as well. We say Fortnite is a 20-minute game, and it is a battle to be the last person standing, the last person alive with that. Fortnite Battle Royale allows you to play against 99 other people. Those 99 people are real people that you can speak to if you have got microphones, or that you can text. When I have done a huge amount of work with Year 6s over the last term, I would say most Year 6s have played Fortnite once. Some are playing regularly, and in terms of Fortnite, the content is okay. So I've been doing online safety for about 5 years. 5 years ago, the thing that I was most concerned about was very young children seeing over 18 content. So primary school children playing over 18 games, primary school children stumbling across GTA, Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, and the impact of that. We were seeing lots of horrendous role playing in playgrounds, in classrooms, in counselling rooms, and children calling girls whores and things like that because they'd heard it in these computer games. The content, if you like, of Fortnite's not that bad. Even though it is a shooting game, even though you rather than last man standing, people can dissolve and then they do come back to life. For me, the concern around Fortnite is the overuse. It's the compulsive nature of the game, and that the children want to continue playing, and that at times there is nothing more interesting than Fortnite. That is what children really, really want to do. I would also say that the people who created the game are brilliant, genius, creative, designer, amazing people who invented this game. But once it's part of the gaming industry, once it's bought by a company, people are employed, psychologists are employed in the gaming industry to work out what will encourage people to play it for longer. What tune is played, what rewards you get if you reach a level, what will keep you playing for longer. So when children say, I find it really hard to stop playing, that's true. And that is a real kind of impact. And what we need to start thinking about is how can we limit it? And if these companies are employing people to make them play for as long as possible, what do we need to think around overuse and mindfully using technology? And I'm going to come into that in a little bit as we go on. Locally, we have done a lot of work with Year 6s. We work with 1,000 Year 6s in Safety in Action. Charlotte was part of that. We've delivered many presentations into the schools. And most Year 6s feel absolutely fine online. I am grown up, I know how to keep myself safe. There is nothing I can, I am safe, I know what to do. When you ask them, have you ever talked to a stranger, somebody you haven't met in real life? Of course I have, I play Fortnite. The world is changing very rapidly about how people think about the online world. Do you know what to do if someone was being mean to you? Do you know what to do if a stranger was being weird? Of course I do. I'm 11. I know exactly what to do. I would tell them to get lost. Resilient children are telling people to get lost, and they're making sure that their world is safe. Anything with that, when I say, what about an 8-year-old? Does an 8-year-old have to keep saying, oh no, they're too young. They don't know what to do. So it's just thinking really, children have really gained resilience very quickly about how to keep themselves safe. And I think some of the old thinking around how never talk to a stranger online, it's just not the world that children are growing into. I would say that the stat from 23% have got social media. When we did that, we thought it was more like 80% of children who were using social media on a regular basis. And most of them said, I know how to keep myself safe. And I would say more than half of Year 6s have got smartphones in Brighton and Hove, purely from meeting the Year 6s at Safety in Action. In terms of mental health, as we know, technology can both help and hinder those experiencing mental health difficulties. There has been amazing use of the online world in terms of helping people helping those who need help. Childline has now got a chat box, so you can log on to Childline with a chat box. If it's an online issue, people are solving things using the online world, and the chat box is getting more traffic than anything else online, and we're seeing amazing advances. I just want to say something very quickly about this. So with at SafetyNet, we use protective behaviours, which is 5 adults to keep yourself safe. Over the last year, for the first time, we have had children wanting to add Amazon Alexa, Siri and Google Assistant as part of somebody that keeps themselves safe. That has been the first time we've seen it, and I think that's only going to increase. In terms of adults' responses, I would say I've got 4 very quick tips to do in terms of responding. The first one is distancing, so never saying to somebody, you've done the wrong thing, this is what you need to do to keep yourself safe. What you do is, what would an 8-year-old do to keep themselves safe? How can I keep myself safer? So that's one tip, is always use distancing rather than someone feeling that they're being criticised. The second one is adults on a helping hand. So we say that all children need 5 adults around them. The adults who go on a helping hand can be rubbish at technology. It doesn't matter, they are still the experts at keeping them safe, even if it is about technology. If a child comes to you and wants any help about it and you don't know what to do, we say go to Childline. Log on to Childline with the child and seek advice from Childline. I trust the responses from Childline. Childline statistics and the questions that children are asking are feeding into government statistics, so use Childline if you're ever worried about something. The next one is mindfully using technology. Are we in control of our devices, not the other way around? We need to role model how we are using technology. Using technology is contagious. If we get out our phones, children want to use technology as well. So really in terms of that, there will be in this area the biggest change this year. There are a lot of people thinking about how we can be in control of our devices. Google are launching Google Family Link. Apple are launching the off switch, which will help households get on top of their technology use, and I think this is an area where we might need help. If there's gaming industries and employing people to hook us in, we might need some help around it. And finally, I just want to say we must constantly ask children and young people if they are okay online. It should be included in forms when we're working with children. It should be on wellbeing wheels if you're using that. It should be on face-to-face conversations, and it should be in one-to-ones. This is a hugely neglected area. We're often scared of asking children if they're okay online because we don't really understand the answer. Locally, there was a girl recently who was groomed and she was raped. She was part of the care system, and when it came out in the serious case review, she said no one had ever asked her if she was okay online. And that's the bottom, that's for me, it's the final message, just constantly asking children if they are okay online. And if we don't understand the answer, we log on together to Childline and seek some answers from them.
Amazing, thank you. So useful. Do we have time for one question? Wonderful, love your enthusiasm. Go away.
Hello.
No, don't go away.
Hello there. Do you work specifically with companies like Instagram and Facebook to
We're
advise
too
them?
little, so Safety Net's too little, but we are part of South West Midlands. We support there are other organisations who are doing a lot with that, the Children's Commissioner report, so we will feed into other larger organisations. We're just a little Brighton home charity.
Okay, would I be okay to speak to you about it after? I've just as a sort of, I've got an issue, funny enough, which you might be able to help with a young person in the care system who is absolutely fine as far as this person is concerned using Instagram, and she's above age, but it's actively seeking out. It's not necessarily people getting in touch with her, it's that person seeking out.
I've done quite a lot within the care system about children trying to find their parents, so I can speak to you about
Lovely, thank you.
that safely when they're not working within a system. So yeah, I'll speak to you about it.